You ready? Okay, well, we talked about the tractor. Now, the second most important thing we need is implements. Implements, not the tractor doesn't do anything. All that does is provide you the power. The implements are actually what are going to do the work in the food plot. So let's come on over here and let's take a look at this. I want to start off with my cart, because not everything I have is shiny and new. You guys are going to laugh, especially the guys that are hardcore farmers. This is an old manure spreader that was part of the property. It came with the sale. I was so happy. We didn't even think it would run, but you know what? It works like a charm. We're going to get a lot of use out of just throwing junk in it and trees and stuff. That's probably the only old thing that I have. Everything else is brand new. Okay, we got a post hole digger because we do have to do some fencing. As part of this habitat project, we do have to do some fencing and put some holes in there. We may actually fence off portions of the food plot. We're going to decide that as we figure out what we're going to use for the plots, what's going to go in there. But post hole digger always comes in handy, and this is a really good one. All these implements that you're going to see here, all these red implements, they're McCormick implements by Woods. So Woods Equipment Manufacturing makes them, and they're sold by McCormick. So they're all McCormick gear. Over here we have a box blade because we have to level out a lot of the plots. We also have to level out some of the roads that are on the property. Again, this is a total habitat project. This isn't just food plots. We're going to take this 310 acres and we're going to do a tremendous project on the whole thing, improving the whole property. So that includes the roads back and forth to the food plots, the roads that get back and forth to the other areas of the property. We're going to be doing all sorts of things. So the box blade comes in very, very handy. Now this one, it's kind of covered up by weeds and everything. This is a really interesting piece of equipment and one that I was thrilled about. It is a stump grinder, just like the one that you see people, when you have to have a stump ground in your house and someone shows up with one of these things. This is a PTO driven stump grinder. It runs on a very low PTO, a very low horsepower tractor too. This one will run from, I believe, 15 horsepower all the way up to 50. So I've got a 55 horsepower tractor. It's more than enough for this. They make a bigger version, but it's better for like 60, 70, 80 horsepower tractors. We decided to go with this one, but we've used it once again. It's ground that stump down. We're going to show you all of this stuff in use. Now this is absolutely critical. Everybody that knows anything about food plots knows that a rotary cutter is by far one of the things you're going to use more than just about anything else. You put your crops in, we put our clover in, we put our peas, whatever, we're going to be mowing them, and then also you have just grass and just getting around and everything. So the rotary cutter is standard in just about any food plot. Anybody who has a tractor has a rotary cutter with any appreciable size land. This particular one I believe is a 6-foot, and well, that's about it. Actually category 2 hitch on that. Now, I'm going to move some of this tree away, but this is our disker. So no plot would be complete without a disker. So we have to disc the property. We actually have two things to work the soil. We have this disker, and we also have the one that's next, which is the tiller. So we'll talk about that in a second. But the first pass will be done with these diskers. So this disker will take the first pass. We do have some rocks, and we do have some work to do on rocks. We're going to go through all of this stuff. But the disker is going to be used a lot. Okay, come on over here. We've got the tiller, the rotary tiller. Again, this is going to be the second piece that we use, perfect for making real fine seed beds for clover plots and things like that. So we've got this as well. And then finally, we have this. Now this is something that you probably haven't seen much of in the past, and I'm going to be showing you how versatile and how incredibly useful this piece of equipment is. They call this a turf renovator. Woods makes this, and McCormick sells it. And it has a seed box. It's basically, if you think about it this way, it's a cultipacker that's also a seeder at the same time. So I can put, I think, 12 bushels of seed into this thing. I'm not quite sure exactly what the capacity is, but I can put a lot of seed in this. And this thing is like the final step in the process. So I can set the depth of the seed. I can set the rate of the seed. It's an incredible machine, and that's what's going to be doing most of our planting. Now, in some of our plantings, we may spin out the seed, but I think for most of the planting anyways, this is the one we're going to be using, especially for the finer seed. So again, it's called a renovator, and it's got a seed box, and we're going to be doing most of our seeding with that. And that's just about it. We've got, I think we've got just about everything we need for our project, and we've got incredible quality equipment to get started. And let's get on the tractor, and let's start showing you some of the property and going from there.